Welcome back to Sailing Nova Satus. Join us this week as we count down the 13 most important features, in our opinion, when it comes to buying a catamaran. Welcome aboard. Hi. Bienvenidos. We're talking about buying a catamaran today.
Buying a catamaran. Yeah, it's good to buy a catamaran, not hole number 1. You want hole number 50, hole number 55, hole number 60.
At least hole number 11, they say.
You don't want a first run. Even like a new model, like a 2020 change. If there's like a Leopard, if the model changed that year, you don't want hole number 1. Because even though they're experts at what they do, the hands on them haven't made that hole before, so they're still learning. Anyway, long story short, yeah, you don't buy a kit boat, I guess. They're a lot of trouble, so it's nice to buy a boat that's been around, it's proven. And I found out too, even within the same, like Fountaine Pajot, this boat, they have all the, they change the model every 4 or 5 years, and certain models are better than others. Certain models are made better. They're like vintages of wine, from what I understand. It's like, well, the 2012 was really good, but the 13 was a bad year. 14 was okay. The 11 was awesome. So there's a lot in the industry that talk about bad batches of fiberglass cheaped out on resin that year. It's a commodity market that makes all this stuff. So sometimes it was too expensive, so they went a little thin on some materials, or it was a good year, or just fiberglass was cheap. Anyway, so that's one reason.
Okay.
But be particular.
So we wanted to talk about today were the things that you look for on a catamaran. And we're going to go through the exhaustive list of everything you can get on a catamaran to make your life easier. And that's kind of the idea of getting a catamaran in the first place, is because they're comfortable. They don't heel, and they don't rock around at night as much as a monohull. And so you get bedrooms. We got 4 bedrooms. So it's what worked for us. Right.
It might not work for you. It's all budget. It's all budget oriented. If you got money, you can get whatever you want. If you're doing it on a budget, you got to sacrifice. And so unless you have endless funds, there are going to be sacrifices. So you kind of prioritize what your budget is, and then you can kind of work backwards on what you can afford to do. And us being out for the season, there were some things that we really wanted, and we can tell you what we did to the boat and if we were happy with them or not. We put a generator on the boat. We wanted air conditioning. The boat didn't have AC, so we put in 4 air conditioners and a generator, a 9 kilowatt Northern Light generator, top of the line, amazing generator, marine generator to run the ACs if we're not hooked up to a dock. It'll run this whole boat, it'll charge everything. We had that generator for the whole season, and probably, you looked at the hours on it yesterday, it's like 35 hours on the generator. That's it. We rarely used it.
No, we weren't out in the summertime. If we were, we're out cleaning the boat right now, it's on.
The air conditioner's on, but the generator's not on. We rarely use the generator.
That's
the only
right.
time I ever turned on the generator was when we wanted the air conditioners. It would usually be late afternoon. It's hot, it's muggy, and the no-see-ums come out. That's really more of what it was. Is you could survive the heat if you could open up everything, but then the bugs would come in. So we would close it up in the evening, run the ACs for a few hours, and just freeze out the cabins. All the bedrooms would be freezing cold. Turn off the generator, and we wouldn't even open the windows or anything. We'd go all night with that cold kept in.
And on that note, one of the best things that we had in one of our very first videos, you saw us not knowing what those mosquito netting things were. Those, I'll show you one. I'll go get one for this. It's a big square mosquito, and no-see-um. It's tiny little. It's almost like pantyhose, and they suck up to your portholes, your port lights.
So when it's open, you take this and suck it to it, and this will be out of the way. Yeah, that's when it works the best.
But the glass won't be there to suck it to.
Yeah, well, the glass is laid down. Look how long.
Oh, okay. Those make life manageable and bearable, at anchor,
You
in
can
a
have your
marina.
windows open.
You can have your windows open.
All your ports open, everything, and these keep the tiniest bug from getting in there.
Everybody knows what a mosquito is, but not everybody knows what a no-see-um is.
You don't see them.
I do. I know what they are because I used to live in North Carolina. We've got no-see-ums.
They look like tiny little black pieces of pepper flying around that are so tiny that all they want to do is bite you and just
And
melt your skin.
they leave these awful little itchy bites that you scratch for a couple days and they're miserable. You can't have them in your boat. So we know people. We had a few extra of those mosquito nets and we gave them to people that were suffering on their boats because they would either have to leave the windows open or shut them because of the no-see-ums. And either way, it was miserable.
Yeah,
So
mosquito nets. These little things. We'll give you the brand and put a link in the description. They're awesome.
they're amazing. You
Gotta
have to have them, no matter what boat you're on.
So, top of our list, digress, we wanted air conditioning, and then we needed a generator to operate those when we're out at anchor on the hook. So we got that. I also upgraded our autopilot system. We put a brand new autopilot system in here. The one that came with the boat was okay. It was older, but it was two different brands mixed together, so it was a little funky. So I put in a brand new B&G autopilot system. Works excellent, and it interconnects in with my B&G chart plotter. It's all touch free. It's awesome. We also put in, the boat is European powered, so it ran on 240 system, 240 volts. We also put in 110. We put a line of American power as well, so whatever island we're in, whatever country we're in, if we need to plug in the boat, we can operate it on US power or European power. That's nice because your American devices, you can plug them into the 240. We had little adapters we could put in our 240s, and it's not the safest. It could kind of damage some stuff, but you got to be careful if you're plugging in American plugs to 240. It could fry. It did fry one of our printers. We bought a printer, brand new printer, plugged it into the 240, and boom! It smoked, blew that sucker up, man. So we learned.
We also melted the end of one.
Yeah, so you got to be careful.
They don't like each other.
Yeah, so it's nice to have both. So we did that. We upgraded our shore power system as well. We got a brand new thick jumbo 50 amp service, and just kind of redid all of that electrical down there. Put in new electrical panels, put in new breakers, upgraded the whole electrical system down there. Not inside. We just ran the 110. So we have 6 or 7 110 outlets around the boat and one outside, which is nice.
And what I'm thinking is, like, AC is definitely a luxury on a sailboat. Most sailboats don't have air conditioning. The thing that I think we found the most important was our solar and lithium. And again, this is a luxury. It's a very expensive item to put in the lithium batteries. But
I can tell you about it.
Yeah, go ahead. Because that was, being able to power everything up, because we had so much power. The one thing we were rich in was power.
Our AC will run off of our lithium too. We have one of our ACs inverted. If we want to run it off of the batteries, we can. We never did, but you can if you need to. And for some reason you don't have a generator, you can run them off of your batteries. So we have 3 Victron lithium batteries, 300 amp hours each. So we have a total of 900 amp hours of Victron lithium batteries. Awesome batteries. And then we upgraded our solar system to 4 360 watt. I think they're 360 each. Plus we have another one up here. So do the math. I think we're 1800 watts or so. We had way more power every day. By the time 11 o'clock rolled around, we were at 100% on our batteries. And it would even make charge our batteries when there's sun went out, even cloudy sky. Amazing. So get all the power you can afford. Lithium's really expensive, but it's really, really nice. They're all smart batteries, so there's an app on my phone that I monitor my battery system from. A whole power management system is run from my phone.
He's going to do a video on that.
It's a Victron app that runs my batteries.
But that said, we had power late at night. Most boats don't. Most people out there do not have the luxury of a whole lot of power. They might have a solar panel or two, and they're charging a conventional battery, and they can charge their phones a couple times, but they shut down. Come nighttime, there's no lights, there's no cooking. Everybody eats dinner at 5 o'clock. We were eating dinner at 9 o'clock, and
yeah, a lot of boats had a simple system. The sun goes down, they go down with it. We would invite people to come charge their devices on our boat. Our boat was the hangout boat at night because, like I said, kids had TVs going on and all the lights are on, music's on. It's just like living at home. And us coming from land life with 2 kids, we didn't want to be on them all the time going, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, which we tried to get them to do anyway. But you're such a surplus. So we would go to bed in the evening and use all the power. We'd go to bed at night and it would be maybe at 77%. And lithium's going to go all the way down to like 10% and still be fine. And then they charge really quickly, wake up in the morning and they'd be jamming.
We've touched on the major things. Now that some more minor things, we have something called pirate lights. That's a nice little security system.
Pirate lights are cool. Check it out, piratelights.com. Check those guys out.
We have an electric winch, which if you've watched our season 1, you know about all this, the autopilot, the electric winch. An electric winch makes sailing so nice.
The electric winch runs our main halyard. It runs
pulls the mainsail.
It lifts the mainsail up, and that on catamarans, the mainsails are huge and heavy. And we did it by hand a few times, and it was a pain in the butt. The boat came with electric winch. It broke. The gears in there fried out, so I had to replace it. Gotta have electric winch for your main.
Then underwater lights, we have that too. That is a total. You do not have to have that.
Underwater lights are cool. Pull it to an anchorage. That's fun. It tracks fish, and it's kind of cool.
Then, of course, you want to have relatively fresh, new quality lines, sails, trampoline, and lifelines.
Yeah, all that comes pretty.
We had to replace the trampoline. Our mainsail was new. Our jib is pretty blown out, but still does the job. So
it's fine. It's fine for us because we're still learning to sail.
Put your priorities in what you think you need, what you want. Add up the cost.
It's all
figure
budget.
It out.
It's whatever your budget is. So if your budget is high, you can do more of it.
Then there was the internet booster, satellite, stuff like that.
Yeah, we did. We got that. We got the cell booster, We Boost.
Now, these are things that are simple luxury on a boat. Most boats don't have them, but we had an ice maker, and I highly recommend having an ice maker. Can't tell you how nice it was to be able to have an icy cold
we had
drink.
Ice. We would make so much ice.
And
we'd gift ice to all of our sailor friends. We're like, you want some ice? Like, yes.
We'd make a Ziploc full of ice and keep it in the freezer.
Gallon Ziploc.
And when someone hadn't had ice in a long time and we could give them a big gallon Ziploc of ice, they would make it last for a week, and it was awesome.
Just give them all you can.
The washing machine and dryer, we don't have that. We had a little $100 washing machine that spins. I'll tell you what, anything like that makes life so much better than the 5-gallon bucket washing.
Yeah, we had. You probably saw one of our videos.
I'm doing my job on the boat, which is laundry.
How's it going?
Good.
Think the clothes
Water looks really nasty.
It does look nasty. Let's see, go.
With a $120 Amazon washer, dryer. The dryer part is it spins so fast that really clothes come out almost dry. It's your tropics. You hang something out and it dries in 5 minutes.
Then here's a little thing that we learned about from one of the workers at one of the marinas. It's called a thermocell. That was a great little $30 investment. Apparently they make electric ones too. The ones we had were little, you had to stick a little...
Thermocell gets rid of no seams.
Yeah, no seams and mosquitoes. If you put one in this little area right here on the outdoor cockpit of the boat, it keeps no seams and mosquitoes away for like 10, 12 feet. And you couldn't even enjoy being outside at all. In a lot of the places we were at, wherever there's mangroves, there's no seams. And you can't be outside at dawn or dusk.
So this video's turning into kind of what we have on our boat.
Yeah, it's the things we enjoyed having on our boat, for sure. And then some people actually have a dishwasher. We didn't have that. We have a teenager. That was good. And I think we covered everything. That's it.
All the luxury stuff.
We'll
go in more detail on all the technical side, all the stuff that I added to the boat, all the engine stuff that was done, all the electrical upgrades that were done, all this kind of stuff we just mentioned. There's the list is a lot longer. It's huge. So I'll be able to make another video to explain all that to you as well. Systems and components of a sailing catamaran. Pretty cool.
There you go. So that's just things you might want on your boat.
Today we